Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Red Sea podcast. This is Dennis, as always. I'm sorry we had to move the show an hour, but we, I say, like, there's more people working on this than me. I'm sorry I had to move the show an hour, but something came up, but I'm here. As promised, I'll always be here. Uh, I never expected to make an even more positive show right after I made the last one. But here we are. Uh, you will forgive me. I will start with the typical stuff. Hope everything's okay, audio and connection wise. I am once again filming from my phone uh, because I do find problems being way more minimal and the connection of the show flowing way nicer through the phone. So that will be the solution for now, at least. Uh, and yeah, hoping everything's okay. Uh, do, as always, follow what the banner is saying. Uh, you've probably gotten bored of hearing it by now, but of course, if you like what you say, do like and subscribe. Uh, the show, as always, goes up on Spotify as well. As close after as I can put it up. Uh, it is a few hours at the worst uh, that the show goes up on Spotify. Uh, you'll forgive me for constantly looking to my left, but I do also have the studio open on my laptop to make sure everything's running okay and I can get to comments easier. Of course, the show has an Instagram and a Twitter that have been doing amazingly. And also, it has a TikTok that's got an overwhelming support. If you can't find me anywhere, there is basically on every platform the link tree of the show that has everything, more or less. So, yeah, aside that, uh, the link, as always, is in the comments. I do not know, I don't remember where you all see the comments, but for me, it's right here. It is pinned, and all of you can freely join, share questions, opinions, and anything and everything. There will never be any judgment, and you'll always be welcome. I, I will always love some company on this show because it isn't easy getting through everything alone. I will, of course, forget some stuff. So yeah, we do have a lot to get through today, so I think it's about time we get started, right? Yeah. I do want to start with a quick congratulations to the water polo boys today for basically cementing their spot or just making the 98%, 99% of their qualification to the final four by beating a team we've been very familiar to beating lately, and that is Ferencváros. Um, yeah, and the women's water polo team completely destroyed Dyke, so of course, massive congratulations to them as well. And now, now to the victories that that came. Uh, of course, to start off with a very important victory, but a victory that went, I'd say, even a bit underwhelmingly unnoticed, is the volleyball boys winning the league in amazing fashion with the home field disadvantage that they did have. And yeah, just so much congratulations should be going to them. Uh, I do see one person just popping in and out of the show. But yeah, massive congratulations to them. Of course, game more or less won by Hidalgo's amazing ace. Uh, and yeah, just completely showing the heart of a champion that every Olympiacos team should have, and that we know that these boys did have and have always shown. Of course, winning the double this year, having gone on to win the league last year and the European Cup last year as well. For those who don't remember, uh, but of course, with every positive comes a negative, because as far as I am aware, not really confident enough to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that's how the case is going. It's that, of course, the coach of the team is going to uh, not renew, and he's gonna leave for, as far as I have seen, a massive uh, offer that will come in from Japan, if I'm not that mistaken. So yeah, that's about it. But that's sadly not about it for volleyball in general, because there was once again uh, a massive risk taken for a very stupid reason. One of the so-called fans that was attending the game did throw a bottle towards the Panathinaikos bench. Uh, and yeah, like, the game got stopped. Uh, Momentum was killed immediately. Thankfully, it didn't cost us a lot, but momentum was killed immediately after it was picked up again. So just I don't think there is any words that can describe how truly, uh, truly and utterly stupid some people are. And I do stand by the opinion that these so-called fans, of course, have heard us earlier this season in football. For everyone that surely remembers, with the whole uh, Panathinaikos trouble, and I do massively, yes, my you all will excuse my dog. Uh, should be quiet now, I hope. But yeah, as I said, um, these so-called fans have already hit the team massively earlier this season in the with the whole Panathinaikos case for the person who threw the. If I remember correctly, it was a flare, and again it almost cost us, because I'm not gonna place the. Yes, that's what I am building up towards, that it will be better off without them. I'm not gonna place the blame of a potentially lost championship uh, on fans, but it surely did play a massive part, because it killed a game where we immediately had picked up momentum once again, and it almost cost us another championship. So those fans need to be found and exiled from all stadiums for life, in my opinion, because there is no way they learn otherwise, as we see. Because you can't beat stupidity, sometimes, very sadly. And I'm pretty sure that this goes for football, and I will agree fully that now that the team is on track again, we need all the toxicity out. We can't risk stuff like that in every sport. because as we saw with the volleyball example, they did overcome the stupidity of whoever, that's my dog again, of whoever the hell that was. So, yeah, just so happy for them, boys, so happy that uh, they did manage to pick up another title, and so happy that it was, of course, against Panathinaikos. Speaking of Panathinaikos, I'm not gonna stand on it, but uh, anyone know how they're doing in the playoff game? Because I left it when they were 8 up. I don't really want to talk about Panathinaikos, but it was very weird that they were 100% from twos and a very good percentage from threes, but still only 8 points up. It was very weird. So yeah, moving on from that, it's all been a blur since yesterday. I swear. Uh, I do not think I talked about the the PAOK game on here. Please do correct me if I did talk about the PAOK game last episode, but I do not think I have. Uh, so I want to get in on that and analyze it a bit uh, before I get into, of course, the absolutely incredible and historic achievement that the under 19s team made. So let me find the game properly on SofaScore. That site has saved me many a time, by the way. I don't know why I said it so British. But yeah, as I was saying, that site has saved me many a time. So it will save me once more. Uh, of course, for anyone that somehow doesn't know, uh, Olympiacos did beat PAOK 2-1 in a derby that was more or less treated with the with the engines on very low, given the starting 11 as well, and a game that proved that everyone is playing for this badge now, and everyone is playing for this coach, and this coach can bring out the best even from the lowest of role players. Uh, and it did show us, it did more or less confirm to us some more positives that we had seen from the second leg against Fener. So yeah, I'll get into the game really quickly, uh, into the game analysis before I go to the starting 11 and talk about some players more. Uh, of course, the game started with more or less domination from us. Uh, then in the 27th, very early on, Fran Navarro, after having 2 goals disallowed for offside, uh, and getting called by many, as by me, the Portuguese Morata. Uh, he does, by the way, before I forget to mention, we almost had a Jolakis assist, which is genuinely the only thing he's left to do these past few weeks. And I do believe he'll even register an assist very soon as things go. And reading about all the Braga interest, I do really hope we end up renewing him and we end up keeping him because we do have a massive up on guaranteed playtime and a guaranteed starting 11 spot. So I do truly hope we keep him along with Fortunis and Masuras. The third is looking a bit less likely, but I don't have enough info to talk about it right now. So We will talk about it when the time comes. Um, Now, uh, as I was saying, Navarro does earn himself a penalty for the team, which, as much as Pauk likes to cry about it, it is clearly a penalty because the push happens in the box, uh, in which Daniel Podence goes up to take it, Kotarski saves, and Kini, of all people, comes up behind uh, Pauk's marking defense without anybody seeing him and flies in to get the ball at the back of the net. Uh, Horrible refereeing, by the way, with one massive example being a yellow card to one of our biggest projects in the team right now, Nelson Abe. Uh, Nelson Abe, I still don't know what to call him. I just know that he's the best defensive project we've seen in a long time. Uh, and then the half ends 1-0. Then, after some subs by Pauk, we have one of the most uh, goals to be taken by example, I want to say, and goals that shows how pretty of football, how beautiful football, how true football Mendilibar is teaching these players again. And uh, of course, got to point out the incredible run and assist from Daniel Podense and then Zelson Martins. Finally, comes up behind the defense and scores his first goal, hopefully first of many, in the red and white. Uh, and I wish I could say that's it, but that's not it. Because as the game was about to end, uh, a through ball slips through, and the goal has been registered by Marcos Antonio. Uh, but a late scare from Arecho's mistake once again. Uh, and I do believe that the ball bounced off his legs when he made the tackle and went in. Just give us all a scare that amounts to nothing, more or less, because the game ends 2-1 and boosts us very close to a European spot for next year, no matter what happens in the Conference League, uh, with a game in hand, mind you. So yeah, I do wanna bounce off what I said and go on and talk about Recher. I have criticized Recher many times in the past, but I've also defended him many times in the past. I've usually been proven wrong when defending him, sadly. But the very shameful thing about Regis, the very sad thing about Regis is that he's genuinely a very good defender that lacks maturity, that lacks just stability. He lacks a lot of things that take away and demolish everything good he does. Um, I don't know if he needs to be subbed off earlier. I don't know what needs to happen, but he he needs to have some competition. He needs to be talked to. Uh, as I said, he needs to maybe be subbed off early because right now, with another mistake after everything is done, it's looking more and more that he needs to be out, or at least become a backup option if he doesn't improve, which I don't know if he will. Uh, Jolakis, moving on to the lineup, of course. Uh, in the goalkeeper position, Jolakis did all he was asked for once again, could do absolutely nothing for the goal that caught us all off guard, basically. Um, I am back, everyone. I'm sorry for that. I just wanted to make sure that my phone was on Do Not Disturb. So, yeah, as I was saying, Zolakis did all that was asked of him. Uh, Genuinely, just as I said, even nearly registering an assist, which is insane to even mention. So, I don't know what is there to say. I do believe he's gonna have an incredible game, or safe to say, better to say, an incredible couple of games against Villa. So, if things go our way, we will have a keeper for the next, safe to say, decade. Even counting uh, Angelo from the Angelo Sena from the under 19s team, I think this team won't ever have trouble with keepers again. Uh, if, of course, we manage to keep him for at least a few more years and bring uh, Angelo up from the under 19s in the summer. Uh, with the Bucks? What do you mean? Uh, do you mean left back and right back? Because I was gonna get into that. Or do you mean the entire defense? Yes, which position? Ah, the entire defense. Okay, yes. I am well aware. the the left back mainly is a position we have struggled a lot ever since uh, Kostas Tsimikas left. Uh, but I am gonna bounce off it and get into the Omar Richards uh, compared to Ortega talk. Uh, I do like Omar Richards a lot. I've said this on Twitter. I've said this uh, nearly everywhere. I do like Omar Richards a lot, and I do truly hope that we can keep him for another year because this man will, if I won't say can, because we can say he can, but this one, if he gets a proper preseason and he does stay fit, he will be our starting left back if we keep him another year. Especially his first touch and his dribbling do show that we are indeed talking about a former Bayern player here, a player that before his brutal injury was destined to start in Premier League's Nottingham Forest. So I do truly hope we can keep him for another year. Um, Another person that I can't wait to see what the future will bring with. Uh, I was under the impression that this man had a contract only until the end of this year, but that is wrong. Uh, as far as I've been informed, uh, and I've been informed that he has a contract until 2026, and that is Nelson Abbey. Abbey, as I said, name still confuses me. Uh, Him and, if possible to be kept, David Carmo would be the perfect, the perfect centre back partnership. At least we need to try that at least once. I do hope it's going to be against Aris. Uh, I did actually see the the squad list, but I can't remember for the life of me if Nelson Abbey is in the list. I do want to go check really quickly. Uh, if you will give me a small second. Uh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Abby isn't in the list. Okay. Uh, Carmo do being back in the list. Carmo being back in the list. Richards is out. Abby is out. Orta is out. Uh, and of course Alexandropoulos. Uh, Biancon and Cabral out of the list. Uh, so yeah, it's not possible against Aris, but I do hope it will be possible against someone like Lamia, who you can experiment with easier. And given we have the very important game in Birmingham that I will get into later next year, it would be nice to see uh, Nelson and David Carmo together in the back. Now, the surprise hero of the game against Pauk, and that is Kini. Kini, of course, scoring a goal. Kini, I think, having his best game by far in the red and white jersey, winning two of his duels and one area duel. Uh, just doing what he's here to do. It's what I said in the start of the season. That this man wasn't brought in to be a striker. Him and Vicente Bora were brought in to help with the qualifiers and then be role players, which is exactly what's happening. But we will talk about Ibora in a bit. But yes, Kili just showing incredible passion. Uh, I do apologize. Wait, my camera is stuck. I do not know if you all can see or hear me. Um, I will guess that everything's okay. Let me actually do something if you all will give me 1 second here. Uh, I should be back like normal. uh, okay, I massively apologize for that. I did get a random phone call that I didn't expect. Uh, so yeah, moving on. I hope the audio and everything is okay. I will actually check. Yeah, seems like you will hear me just fine. Lost my tracking, so we will get back to that. Yeah, I was talking about Kini. Um, yeah, just I don't think anyone expected to say that we would be winning Derby against Pauk with a rotated squad and the heroes being Kini and Ibora back in November per se, where we were going through what we were going through. Uh, so yeah, moving on from Kini. Vicente Ibora. Vicente Ibora is a man massively worth uh, talking about. Vicente Ibora is a man that has shown, I think it's safe to say that he's shown incredible things uh, lately. Game against Fener, he came in at halftime and changed basically the entire game. Uh, and yesterday, of course, starting with two very active uh, midfielders um, near him, with Andre Horta and Chiquinho, he was able to do his job, uh, I'd say about perfectly, and just show his class, of course, uh, for anyone that is following me. Uh, Wherever you are, even Instagram or Twitter, you would have seen the Vicente Bora apology form I did uh, repost, and I do mean it. Like I think we all have criticized that man for one way or another, calling him slow finished, calling him everything and anything in the book, and he boasted. He absolutely boasted in the midfield. Uh, Now, talking about a man that keeps bossing it in the midfield, and that is Chiquinho. Chiquinho, a man that uh, Chiquinho, a man that has been incredible day in day out. I think incredible, honestly, is a huge understatement when talking about Chiquinho. Chiquinho has shown us class that we've rarely, if ever, seen before throughout the entire midfield, especially being extremely class uh, midfield and up, but even helping in the back when needed. Uh, just not enough words can be said for that one. Truly, not enough words can be said for that one. Same with Andre Horta, coming back from injury. Uh, he was great against PAOK. He truly was great against PAOK. And I do hope his non-use, let's say it like that, against Aris is simply a resting issue. Uh, Maybe he'll play against Lamia. I don't know. I just hope he's not picked up an injury again, and we won't miss him against Aston Villa. Even though I do truly think that he'd be useful even as a sub tomorrow. But I won't go against a man that has never let us down. Yeah, moving on from that, a man that is again on the rise in form and was nowhere near uh, and way above. of course, in that sense. His form in the second leg against Fenerbahce, one that registered one of the prettiest assists I've seen in a long while, uh, and that is Daniel Podence. Uh, I did also read that Podence is one of the priorities for for next season, for the core of the team next season. And I do hope we do pay his buyout clause and he does uh, stay with us because the potential we've seen, uh, I will talk about a bit calm. Also, is my audio okay? Because I did have a bit of a cutout due to due to a phone call, and I do not want anything to be messed up. But yeah, as I was saying, I do hope uh, Podence is a part of the team next season because the sparks we've seen, I'm glad it is. Uh, the glimpses we've seen of the Podence this year have been better than ever, and with proper precision as well as the man that was in the other wing, uh, Selson Martins. I feel like the chemistry these two have, and with proper precision, with a Podence at his top, and that hopefully fit, fully fit, Selson Martins will be one of the best wing pairings in our recent history, is safe to say. Now, going on to a man that also played uh, better, I won't say surprisingly well. Uh, Talking about a second potential, uh, we will be there. I'm so glad I took the decision to start this now because I am able to witness, share, and grow along moments I didn't even think possibly even a few months ago. And just the passion I hold for this theme, I wouldn't want to live through this alone, and I'm glad I am getting to share this live and to an audience that is rapidly growing, by the way. But yes, I don't think if Daniel does pick up the form we've seen, I think it will. I think this will be his true prime. I don't think it will have even. I don't think it will be even close to the Daniel we've known. But yeah, moving on to a guy that uh, I didn't think I'd ever praise. Honestly, a guy that won't be here next year. I think we all know that. But a guy that did help a lot, despite of course being offside twice. He did help a lot in the press. He did run a lot. He, of course, won the penalty, and that is Fran Navarro. Uh, Also, one of his best games, if not his best game, in the red and white, and I'm just glad uh, he did. It's honestly incredible what Mendilibar has done and who he's getting form out of. But yeah, moving on to the subs. Masura's coming in the 78th for Gelson Martins. Uh, Not having the time to do anything special, but still performing relatively well for the 12 minutes he's got. For the 12 minutes he got. Santiese coming in for Chiquinho. João Carvalho coming in for Porta. El Kabi coming in for Fran Navarro. And Ruben Vezov getting nothing, basically, out of the game, getting, I think, a minute of play. Yeah, a minute of play coming in for Kini. Now, what that means for the league. What that means for the league. Uh, I am gonna go through this having talked with my incredible girlfriend that did help me figure some shit out. Uh, for those who don't know, she's a Nike fan, and we did talk about league possibilities more or less. Uh, and what will happen leading up to the game between us. Uh, I do need to win the two derbies coming up. And they have basically locked the league because, like, if I'm not that massively mistaken, do get us if it's tied. Uh, we need to definitely, we can't afford to lose points. I'm not gonna say we're out of it. I didn't expect to not say we're out of it, but we can't afford to lose points. But for me, uh, of course, I see that the league has dropped secondary to the Conference League as it should be. But for me, as long as we secure the highest point we can, whether that's the league, whether that's second, whether that's even third, which I don't think so. I think uh, second will be. I think second will be the position we'll get this year, but I think second will also be the minimum we'll get this year. I do think we'll pass Panathinaikos and Pau. Um, I think that will be good. I think that will be good. Of course, game for us coming up against Aris tomorrow. Any game for like Panathinaikos coming up, clashing together to basically solidify who's going to be top for a bit. Uh, I don't know what is the best result for us. In my opinion, we just keep winning our games and we shouldn't depend on others. That's what I always think, no matter the scenario. So we'll see. I will talk about the Aris game more in detail after the game. Uh, Especially the people on Twitter do get my opinions live, and I'm very honored to have so many people to converse with, so many wonderful people with wonderful opinions to converse with on Twitter. And for those of you who are listening to this, I'd love to have you on at any point. Uh, the show, I can't stress this enough, the show is uh, welcoming anyone and everyone at any point. So yeah, talking about the standings specifically, we do stand in fourth with a game less on 66. Then in third, it's Pauk with a game less on 67. Uh, so it's in our hands basically to get into the top three, no matter what results come from the others. Panathinaikos stands second, 5 points ahead of us with 71, and Dyke stand first with 72. Of course, both Panathinaikos and Dyke, as I said, with the game more. I don't, I don't want to really analyze results and stuff because we do have a lot more to talk about today, and it's not the time. We have a lot more important topics in our minds right now. Uh, so yeah, we'll see what comes. We'll see what comes. Uh, Now, uh, to get into the next thing that that will come from tomorrow, and uh, that is the EuroLeague playoffs starting for us tomorrow. Game one against Barcelona, and of course it couldn't come without uh, luck uh, fucking us around, basically. Uh, and I do see now that uh, Maccabi did manage to beat Panathinaikos. That's interesting. Uh, Maccabi breaking Panathinaikos home field advantage and basically throwing it in the trash. Um, Safe to say that my prediction is, as it seems gonna come true, uh, think a lot of credit being given to Bonzi Colson. Um, I don't know. I don't know what Panathinaikos will do. I've seen many mixed opinions. I do stand by the opinion that um, Panathinaikos will not go through to the final four with uh, a 2-3 score I have predicted. Uh, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But that's not really the important thing. The important thing for us should always be us. Uh, that's the Palau Blaugrana tomorrow. Um, the Palau Blaugrana, which will be a very tough place to break, uh, and will be especially tougher uh, with, of course, missing our captain due to illness. Kostas Papanikolaou did not travel with the team. Uh, of course, all of us wish him the best of recoveries and hope he can be available for game two on Friday. But he will definitely not be there for game one. I always want to be optimistic. Those who know me know that I always want to be optimistic. Uh, and those who know me know that I rarely fail to be optimistic when it comes to Olympiacos, but can't help but say that it's not looking, at least for game one, it's not really looking amazing. Uh, I don't know what will end up happening. Um, I don't know uh, if players like Shaq will step up. I do not know if uh, players like even Brasdeikis will step up. Um, but we need I'll say we need a complete effort uh, for we need a complete effort to pull that. Maybe even a win that would decide the series in our favor, coming out swinging from game one, but it's looking very unlikely. Still think we will go through. It's just a huge blow like it's been all season. Of course, I did talk about the rumor that, not the rumor, the fact that Walkup did leave training session due to back problems, but he will play tomorrow at least. He did travel with the team, so we'll see. We'll see what that brings as well. But it's very interesting uh, that Panathinaikos did end up losing. I don't know. I didn't expect my own prediction, I suppose. So yeah, I think it's time to talk about it. I think it's time to talk about it, don't you? I think it's time to talk about this this massive achievement that sadly the toxic side of Greek football hasn't failed demolish nearly fully uh, this massive achievement that made all of us cry like little kids again. And I can't even. It's been a day, and I can't believe it that I am about to speak the words. I am gonna speak, uh, but I will. Olympiacos under 19 team played the Milan under 19 team in the second half out of the park. Uh, and within 6 minutes of play from the 59th to the 66th, scored three incredible, wonderful. You can characterize uh, those goals in a lot of ways, uh, especially uh, especially Fares Bakula's Ronaldo-like bicycle kick, and they did bring home. They are the first team, the first Greek football team in team perspective, and of course, not not adding the national team to bring home a UEFA European trophy, writing their name in absolute history. I am gonna get emotional again. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Because we got a lot to digest. Uh, Not really much reported on uh, the first half. Of course, the player that did massively stand out in the first half, side of course, Papaganellos, who is, I've been shouting about it, but Papaganellos, it's so much talent combined with so much humility combined with so much utter class, which is such a joy to watch. A player that did stand out is 2006 born uh, Pneumonidis, who did so much. Stavros Pneumonidis, who did so much, especially in the first half, having a big shout to be one of the MVPs of the final. Uh, him signing and the clear penalty, in my opinion, that was never given with uh, Milan Zarek just fucking uh, clattering the legs of. I don't even remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was either Alafakis or Pneumonidis, but I don't remember for sure. Uh, so yeah, um, just what's there to say for these boys? I'm telling you, it's been a day and a half, and I'm still trying to fully process it. Uh, and of course, halftime ends. We move on to the second half, coming out swinging once again, and then in the 58th, cross comes in, and it does hit the hand of Milan defender in the box, and the penalty is awarded and converted uh, by Christos Mouzakitis. And then we start to see the future. Everyone was celebrating, everyone was going insane. Whether you were watching it there, whether you were watching it out, whether you were watching it at home like I was. And then, not even 2 minutes later, Papakanellos destroys the the Milan defense in indescribable fashion and just slots one in the opposite corner, very close to his unbelievable Bayern goal. Uh, and then we were with one hand on the cup, and then 5 minutes later, cross comes in once again, and uh, Theophanis, Fanis Bakulas, that is such a wonderful goal. Maybe even the best goal in Youth League history, especially at least in Youth League finals. Uh, and seals the deal. And Olympiacos, under 19, are on top of Europe. And as I said yesterday, I'm getting chills again. As I said yesterday, this is a team that not only earned it, but deserved it. From Mr. Selaidopoulos to everyone in the team was just such a wonderful thing to see, bringing such prestige to them, bringing such prestige to our history, bringing such prestige to Greek football, and of course, what many people didn't manage to pick up on is that these kids will play in the temple of football in the summer or in September. I need to check up on that. I will now actually. They will play in the Maracana uh, against Flamengo. Uh, can't find it. Let me Google it actually. There is no specific date as far as I can see. Um, yeah, there's no specific date as far as I can see, but the fact that these kids will play at the Maracana just builds on my point that they not only uh, have earned it, but they also just massively deserve it. Uh, but yeah, I just want to touch on. For now, I want to just get through the 11 really quickly. Just fully congratulate this boy once again. Uh, Starting with the MVP, in my opinion. Starting with one of the best players of the tournament, in my opinion. That's our keeper, the keeper that I've been shouting that does deserve to go to the first team as Chulakis is proper backup. The keeper that made triple save. A triple save in a European final is just insane. I'm of course talking about Angelo Sina, our goal, our just masterclass of a keeper getting us through the semi on penalties and just doing more than what's needed, being an absolute unpassable mentality giant of a wall. Uh, just one of the many actually that deserve to be in the first team, and one of the many from these kids that will have an incredible career. Uh, then, of course, the three at the back were Trekates, Koutsidis, and Kostas Kostoulas. Uh, a partnership of three center backs that prove themselves immensely. Uh, of course, a special shout out has to go to Isidoros Koutsidis, uh, a man that as well, uh, as Sina and many others, is sure to be with the first team in the preseason and in next season, especially in a position that hurts the first team. He will be an incredible addition. Uh, and then it was Alafakis who just left it all on the pitch. Musakitis, who is, I think, the top scorer of the competition as well, if I'm not that mistaken. I will actually check as well if I can. Um, do give me a second. Top scorers. 24. I do not know why it doesn't show it. Maybe I am the one that can't find it. Uh, I'll move on. But yeah, Musakitis is another one of the even more the wait. Okay. Am I here? I think I'm okay. Yeah. As I was saying, Musakitis is one of the even more standout talents over the rest, and surely one more of the incredible bunch that will be added to the first team this year, next year, this preseason. I meant. So yeah, moving on. Of course, the star of the final, the CDM whose goal everyone is talking about, and that is, of course, mention his name many a time, and that is Fanis Bakulas. The CDM that stole the world today is what I'd say. Of course, scoring, as I said, one of the best goals of this competition, especially in the finals. And yeah, then moving on to the captain that had not only an incredible game, but such an amazing post-game interview. Kuchagoulas just deserved to lift that trophy so much. Such an incredible captain with such potential. And yeah, honestly, I think I'll stay repetitive with these boys, but they all will have such an incredible future and such an amazing career. I can't wait to see what the future will bring for all of them. Pneumonides, of course, I already talked about. Just left it. History was made by far. I talked about how important that is for everyone, how it made us just fully break down like kids, how much they deserved it. Pneumonides just left it all on the pitch. I will talk about what that means for the men's team in a second. The history book on the shelf will hopefully repeat itself. But yes, Pneumonides left heart and soul on the pitch. And the man that, for me and for many others, will be the first person to be on the first team is the man I preached about earlier in the show, and the man I will keep preaching about, and that is Adonis Papakanellos. From the goal to absolutely everything, talked about it. Got there before you for once. I know Panathinaikos lost. I talked about the EuroLeague and our game tomorrow, which again, don't know if it will be pre-recorded or a live stream. I will try to make it a live stream, but if I can't, you will get something from me on Thursday regarding EuroLeague and the Aris game. So yeah, aside that, was saying for Papakanellos. The first man that should be on the team, a man that should be given such a protective contract, a man that should be treated with such care, and a man that should, at minimum, play for like 15 games next season. Yes, exactly. Let him cook. Let the man cook. With Silaidopoulos as Mendelebar's assistant, I do believe that a lot of these kids will come to the first team. I do truly believe it. And of course, the last man, Haralapos Kostoulas, Babis Kostoulas, our proper wonder kid, a man that I must say, don't steal my lines. Don't steal my lines and use them on me. Babis Kostoulas, our own wonder kid, the man that some more old people. I do hope we'll see a lot of them in the first team, but I also do hope we don't burn them out. No, Babis Kostoulas. A man that, of course, we know will be in the first team next season if things stand as they were, or as our third choice striker. And a man I just can't wait to see a man that sadly didn't score in the final, but proved his worth with so many ways. Now, Adonis Dama and Yachikouras coming in 72nd and 76th. Tanoulis, of course, Yorgos' his brother from basketball, for anyone that doesn't know. And Hatopoulos coming in. And of course, the people left on the bench were Lolis, Panagakos, and Alexandros Exarchos, senior backup. And of course, the unsung hero of all this, a man that's taken these kids, molded them into absolute stars, Silaidopoulos. Just what's there to say for this team? What's there to say? What's there to even mention? Hope all of these kids live up to their incredible potential because they've already brought such prestige to the club, and I hope that this is the first of many trophies that they win with the red and white. Just can't process it. And for anyone that's trying to downplay such an achievement, from an under-19 team. Just go back to your cave. Please go back to your cave. So yeah, nothing much more to say on that. Just gonna take a while to realize we are European champions. Yes, of course, tears of joy and pride. Now, what that means for the first team. Of course, we saw toxicity can throw itself off the window. I do hope that happens in Greek football at some point, in Greek sports in general. We saw that a lot of the first team players, if not all of them, did congratulate the boys. First of all, of course, I have to point out about Youssef El Arabi. Just absolutely so so sweet. Of course, all the team singing El Arabi stand. Just El Arabi, especially seeming to be very close to Bobby's, yes, the video call. Especially seeming to be very close to Babis Kustulas, of course, posting another story saying my striker. And even legends of the club like Fuster posting whole post with Old Sant as the caption, in full Greek, by the way. Mathieu posting many stories. Georgievich posting, of course, you saw Avram Papadopoulos being there with his daughter, celebrating with the team. And yeah, just so nice to see, and all of them deserve it so much. Now, the point I was building to, the first team, of course, got spurred on massively by what they saw, and I hope they make it. I hope they do the miracle again. May 9th, second leg. No matter what the score is, in Birmingham, I will be there. I will update on the day as well for anyone that wants to come say hi. And yeah, we'll see. Similar to Rangers, if anyone saw the pre-game show of the game, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to jinx anything. One more thing. Game tomorrow against Aris. Let's not forget the handball game on Saturday, the return game of the European semi-finals against Ferencvaros again. We need to be there for the team. I was glad to see people there today at the Papastratio for the water polo team, but we need to be there for the Erastechni more. So yeah, I think that's about it. I will for sure get back to this with a more organized video about the whole thing that the under 19s have done very soon. So yeah, do follow everywhere and do just drop any comments and messages you want. Hope to have as many of you as possible on here soon enough. Thank you for your support as always.